allowing the rooster, who is still holding her, to mount her so that he can mount her back. He will place both feet on the hen's saddle.
You're talking really quietly as if you don't want people to hear what you're saying.
The area on her back just above her tail. Most hens in their prime will have bare patches in this area because of the rooster's intentions. So they basically make them go bald.
Nice. Is that what happened to you?
And rushing through. The sperm will leave the rooster and enter the hen's vent.
Nice.
Romantic. Sending it on a journey into the oviduct. Hen and rooster will not actually need to mate again for several days, since there's enough in there to last for about 5 to 8 eggs.
Outstanding.
The rooster will dismount and the hen will shake, dust and smooth her feathers.
That still doesn't explain how it gets through the shell.
It just says they go in and they're there.
What, so the shell doesn't form until it's just about to pop out, do we think? Is that the new theory? Is it in there like frog spawn until it has a shell applied at the last minute?
Must be.
We need a scientist.
There's a video on YouTube of a chick forming from an egg. There's like a camera through an egg somehow.
Should we watch that?
And it's like it looks like a normal egg, and then like an eye, and the head starts.
Did they cut
grows.
a chicken in half to
I don't
do
know what
this?
they did, but an eye starts off, and then a head, and then the big yolk just turns into its back and the rest of its body.
I've just realised the error of our thinking they must have got a camera in a chicken or cut a chicken in half. A lot of that process happens after the eggs come out, I think.
Yeah, but so the egg's there. There must be something in the egg. They didn't just crack it and let the chicken grow, surely.
Interesting. Well, there you go. That's Science Corner done for this week. I still haven't learnt something. If you know how the sperm gets past the shell, tweet in at us at Best Thing From, or email kevinsteve@gmail.com. Particularly interested in any graphic pictures of chicken eggs and whatnot that you want to send to Sheepdog via the old email. That'll please me greatly.
You were right. The egg just hardens later on.
Awesome. There you go. Right, put Wiki Answers away, or else you're lost for the rest of the show now. He's lost in the internet, ladies and gentlemen. That's it now.
Okay,
He's
I'm
gone.
going to close it because it's making up words like infundibly, which is a part of a chicken, I don't know, something.
Where does the wishbone come into all this?
What is a wishbone? Let's look it up.
There you go. He's typing away.
What is the function of a wishbone?
For Grant's wishes, obviously.
The furcula of birds has traditionally been thought to have a static function. What does that mean?
Doesn't move, you moron.
No, but it's just there supporting the rest of it.
Yeah, it sort of holds up the breasts, doesn't it? I assume you've got one. It's basically a chicken's underwire.
It is. There's a picture of it, and it is just there, pointing the breasts out.
Do humans have a wishbone?
Do you want me to find out?
I do. He's typing away again. There we go.
No.
Is that all the internet says?
The wishbone, the furcula, corresponds with the clavicles, which are not fused in humans. They're two bones in us.
Nice. What's a clavicle?
That's the wishbone. I don't know. Sorry. What?
Close Wiki Answers. I've had enough of it now.
Yeah, I haven't all. We've kind of gone off on one.
We did a live show at the weekend. Do you remember?
Vaguely. Yeah, I got a bit aggressive at times.
You got very aggressive for most of the time.
Yeah.
Your southernness really came to the fore, I found.
Yeah.
We met long-time listener Lee McElwain.
We did.
He's a big man, isn't he?
Him at first. He's wandering around, and I thought I recognised that fella. And I thought, oh shit, it's Lee McElwain. And yeah.
I now understand his tweets from a few weeks ago about being too fat to go on roller coasters. Not saying the man's a fat man, but he's
Just
about
very
6'8",
yeah.
and he's a very, very nice man, and I'll never cross him again. Although he did tweet the next day about vomiting all over his hotel room, which is a bit of a disgrace.
He apologised for insulting anyone and everyone about 100 times, and I don't remember him being...
No, he left at about 8 o'clock, so I can only assume he went somewhere else, got very drunk and started insulting those people and wondering where we were.
Did he really leave that early? I knew he'd left.
Once we got Rock Band out, I don't remember him being around.
But he did say he went back to his hotel room and just destroyed it. And she wasn't the only one, was he? There was someone who left Howie Ripley on her site and crashed a wedding.
Yeah.
Didn't pay for a taxi.
Yeah.
That he'd got home.
It was quite good that for once you weren't the biggest embarrassment of the night, which is quite good for you.
Well behaved.
Well, to a point, you did smack Bouncy in the face repeatedly quite hard.
Wasn't that hard? I remember it.
It was quite hard. The man's got a bruise. If he didn't have a beard, you'd see the bruise. He had a black eye, and you hit him in the chin. That shows how hard you hit him.
I slapped his face to tell him. He stayed, and he said that he appreciated that I slapped him that hard because it showed how much I wanted him to stay.
That's unusual, isn't it? Should we do another live show next week?
Nah, let's crack on with this show first, eh?
I want to do another live one. Anyone who wants to listen to that who wasn't there, it's probably going to be out on the Mature Gamer feed sometime next week. That's the plan. Because we had a few technical issues on the night, didn't we?
Whistled a bit, didn't it? Now
yeah, we need some new microphones. We can get some now. We've made all that internet money doing all that.
Yeah.
We're internet millionaires now, aren't we?
We are getting there.
Well, I'm already there.
I have to play Monopoly a few more times.
A flew more times.
I thought I said a flew, but I went with it. I thought, sod it.
Interesting. You look like you're trying to hold back on stuff about this event. You look like you've got a secret you don't want to tell me.
No, I'm trying to remember it.
That's always a good sign.
No, I know. I'm thinking there's nothing I've known.
There was good Thai food. We enjoyed the beer.
The beer was awesome. I had a lot of wheat beer and stuff like that.
So you didn't support Oakham Ales like
I
you're
did.
supposed
I
to?
had Oakham Ales while I was there, but I had a lot of wheat beers as well.
You had a lot of have a drink with sheepdog tickets, didn't you?
Yeah, that was actually quite cool in the end. I wanted to do that every time because what we did was I just stood and had a good chat with people. And they were the only real times I got to properly stand and chat to someone. The rest of the time I was kind of having a half conversations and then having...
So you've officially invoking your celebrity status, and from now on, if anyone wants to have a proper conversation with you, it's going to cost them 25 quid. That's what you're saying?
It's got to be done. But no, it was just kind of like... I'd try and have conversation with people, and he'd be like, oh, you've got to sort this out, you've got to sort... Whereas if people had paid, I was kind of like, excuse me, I'm having the beer with me, they're having a beer with me, you know, they've bought the ticket for that, I can't walk away. And it was a good excuse to kind of not get dragged into other people's messes. It was good. I enjoyed it. And plus, everyone who bought one, I was a bit worried that someone might have bought one, and then I'll go and chat to them, and they're a little bit unusual. Do you know what I mean?
They all were a little bit unusual.
I was just worried that someone would be there talking about like their collection of paintbrushes and wanting me to watch them dry or something. And
that's not the phrase,
thing,
you realise.
Yeah, it just went together with what I was saying. But no, they are all really good blokes, so it was good.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Did you have any fast food while you were there, Sheepdog?
Oh, I see what you did there. I did in the evening. I went for a kebab and some chicken.
You went for the twofer, did you?
I did. I tried to get the guy. I said to him, "Can I order a large kebab?" And you just throw in 2-3 pieces of chicken. And he went, "You can have a small kebab with 2 pieces of chicken." And on the way out, I realised that even though he'd sort of said that in a way of, "You've got enough money for that," if he'd just do that instead, he'd still knocked about £1 off my charge. So
this southern fried chicken and a kebab.
Yeah. I haggled him down.
It's an unusual combination you've gone for there. Did you have the bony chicken in your
No, but
kebab?
I'd ordered and then I saw they had southern fried chicken and I thought, oh.
I had some southern fried chicken. It weren't that good, I
thought
didn't
mine
think.
was awesome.
Nah.
I could have thrown the kebab back at him and just had more chicken.
You should have thrown the kebab back at him.
I wish I had.
What's your favourite fast food then? Surely it wasn't southern fried chicken and a kebab from that place in Peterborough that you went to the other night. No. You look like a man who enjoys some fast food from time to time.
From time to time, yeah.
What do we categorise as fast food? That's an important question, first of all, because I've been toying with this idea in my head all week. What is fast food? What is not fast food? Is it Chinese fast food? Is fish and chips fast food?
It's anything you can get as a takeaway, and anything you can just run in and they cook it and give it to you and you leave. If we're talking about like going out, I mean, because you can get Indian fast food and then you can get Indian. Where you go out for an Indian, I think, in my opinion, because the quality is slightly different, isn't it?
I don't know that.
So if you're ordering a meal and they're getting it to your house within 20 minutes, that's fast food in my eyes. If you're going to a restaurant,
but if you went into McDonald's and it took them 20 minutes to make you a Big Mac, there'd be hell to pay. So that is what's that hyper fast food?
Yeah, okay, I don't know because I'd count Chinese.
Are we measuring fast food in time? What's the time limit? How fast does fast food have to be?
Because then, if you're not classing Chinese and Indian as fast food, you're kind of putting them out there as restaurants.
I'm just putting them as takeaways.
But is a takeaway not fast food?
See, in my head, fast food is just like the big chains. I wouldn't even class fish and chips as fast food.
Really?
To me, fast food is McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, that kind of thing. Sort of stuff you find in a service station. That's fast food. I'd have to sit down with a pen and paper and a pros and cons list and decide whether or not pizza was fast food.
I was going to say Domino's and Pizza Hut have to count.
Oh, I don't know that they do. Because you can go in there and sit down and have a meal. If you can go in there and sit down and eat with a knife and fork. In fact, there you go. There's my definition. If you eat it with a knife and fork, it can't be fast food, surely.
And eat with a knife and fork.
You do if you have a salad. I've gone to Pizza Hut and eaten with a knife and fork before when I was trying to impress a lady.
Yeah, but you can also get a takeaway from there. I'm counting them as fast food.
I suppose they are in the song with KFC and McDonald's, aren't
exactly. By the fast food rockers, so there you go.
Oh, well, that's definitive then,
They
isn't
don't
it?
mention Indian or Chinese in there.
No.
So
Shall we ask them? Find out if they're on Twitter. And we'll ask them.
I'll tweet them now.
Yeah, tweet at the fast food rockers, and we want a list, really, more than anything. We don't. We want to know. We obviously want to know if Chinese and Indian are excluded, but I'd like them to come back with a list. I assume they have it ready because it's a question they're bound to be fielding all the time. And if you tell me they're not on Twitter, I give up with the internet.
They're not on Twitter. I'll try it without any spaces first.
Come on, have they got a website? We need to find the fast food rockers.
Do you know, I've probably told you this before, because we've had a lot of conversations about fast food over the years. But when I used to work on a food court when I left college. But I was at college, sorry. I worked in a food court. I left when I left college. They played downstairs from where this food court was. It was in Lakeside, and they have like a main stage area in the middle, and the food court was above that. And the fast food rockers came and performed at Lakeside for this day. And all they did for 12 hours straight was sing the one song they have. Every sort of 20 minutes they sang that song. So I've heard that song something like 15 times.
What did they do in
live.
between?
Nothing.
Because it's only a 5-minute
They had a
song.
break. They'd sing for 5 minutes, have a break, wander around for a bit. You could hear them like shouting out to people, handing out leaflets or whatever they were doing. You know, just generally plugging themselves, and then they'd go back to singing that song.
Nice.
If you go down their Wikipedia, they've only got 3 songs, sorry. I Love Christmas, Say Cheese, and the fast food song. And then their album, It's Never Easy Being Cheesy.
It is quite easy. They were active between 2003 and 2004, according to Wikipedia.
So it was summer of 2003, it would have been that.
They're a British pop group known only for their novelty music. The band claimed to have met at a fast food convention in Folkestone. I can't believe that's a thing.
If I'd have known there were conventions, I'd have said to you, put this topic off, we'll go to the convention first.
An associated act is the Honey Traps. They sound a little disturbing. I need to find out about fast food conventions now. Jesus, they've got quite the discography here. I want to see what else is on their album. But first, I'm googling fast food convention.
That Honey Traps band has got the bloke from Fast Food Rockers, apparently, Russ Spencer from Scooch. Didn't he do a Eurovision thing?
I don't know.
Something like that. And then some guy from a band called Five Boys that I don't recognise, but they sound like a 7-Eleven or something.
I can't see any fast food conventions on the internet unless it was something that you could only do in Folkestone in 2003.
That would have been a good answer. If the fast food convention had Pizza Hut and a couple of Indian chains and things like that, then that would have been different. So what was your original question that got us onto this tangent? What's my favourite?
Yeah.
See, the best fast food I've ever had, and let's check that isn't one of the questions on here. Do we have any questions asking for our best ever fast food?
I don't know. I don't read the questions in advance.
We can skip it if we have.
Exactly.
I ordered this burger in Southend. There's a place called something like Hullabaloo or Hullabaloos. I can't remember the name of it. It's not really relevant. It's on the seafront. It's a piddly little thing, hole in the wall, big, massive, giant bloke. I think he might be Greek. He's got an accent, something like that. He's absolutely humongous bloke, and he sells burgers. And they do a burger there that's called like the Hullabaloo burger, or whatever the hell the name of the company is. And that is like 3 burgers, 3 eggs, 3 slices of bacon, 3 bits of cheese, 3 bits of bread. It's got 3 bits of pineapple in, which I know I'll lose you at there. It's got 3 bits of something else in it as well.
You lost me a little bit at egg, to be honest.
And it is a good... I mean, how big would you say that was in the inches?
About 18.
It's huge, anyway. And I remember ordering these a couple of times while walking home from a club or whatever, and you have to eat it in layers because it was so big, and it was beautiful.
What business do eggs have being in burgers? I ordered a burger the other day doing research for this episode. I was in Wetherspoons at lunchtime, had a burger and chips, and one of the options on there had a fried egg in, and I just thought, no, what is a fried egg doing in a burger? That's breakfast food. You might as well put bloody cornflakes in there.
I agree with the egg to an extent, but the pineapple was beautiful. I'm not really... I like eating pineapple raw. Not raw, but like on its own. I'm not against pineapple. I wouldn't eat it often, and I wouldn't choose to put it in a burger. But this was so good. Oh.
What's your favourite chain burger that you've had? Because when you mentioned favourite burger, I had a flashback You may have noticed my eyes glaze over and I just looked up at the ceiling. I had a flashback to 1999 and I cannot say that fucking year. That needs banning. 1999.
1999.
And I'm sat in the staff room of Clark's shoe shop in the centre of Peterborough, tucking into my lunch. And do you want to know what I had for my lunch that day, sir? I went to Burger King and I had a wild